Hey guys, this is Random with Jay with Pokemon and Digimon content on YouTube. Today I'll be showcasing Digimon and Pokemon with similar design aspects. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of Digimon Pokemon lookalikes, but in this video I'll try to go deeper into their design origins and try to explain to y'all why they look similar instead of just putting JPEGs next to each other and calling it a day. But if that's what you want, I'll throw some in at the end, so just stay tuned for it and let's get right into it. Number 1. Anolemocarimon is a perfect level ancient crustacean type Digimon with the data attribute and belongs in the Deep Savers field. Its attacks are Sting or Surprise, it crosses its forelimbs and fires a shockwave from them. Tail Blade, it stabs the enemy with the blade on its tail like a scorpion, and Suna Shower, it shoots a stream of sand from its mouth and puts the enemy to sleep. And Titanic Wave, it causes a rainstorm and blasts the enemy with water. Anorith is now extinct species of Pokemon that lived in the seas of ancient times 100 million years ago. It is closely based on Anomalocaris with some characteristics of a trilobite. It evolves to Armaldo at level 40. Armaldo also appears to be based on Anomalocaris with a bit of dinosaur and mantis shrimp thrown in there. With this pair, the inspiration was obvious to see since the name of the animal was right there in the name of Anomelocarimon. As I stated, they are all based on Anomelocaris. Its name means unlike other shrimp, or abnormal shrimp, an extinct genus of Radiodon, an order of animals thought to be closely related to ancestral arthropods. For the time in which it lived, nearly 505 million years ago, during the Cambrian period, it was gigantic, up to 1 meter or 3.3 feet long. This is shown in the size of Anorith and Armaldo, which are 2 feet 4 or 0.7 meters and 4 feet 11 or 1.5 meters long, respectively. As for Anomelocarimon, apparently there are no official sizes for Digimon, but as you can see here, a fight between Zudomon and Anomelocarimon, it is shown that it is slightly longer than how tall Zudomon is, and by referring to the chart that I found, we can see that Zudomon is 16 meters tall, and with that, we can conclude that Anomelocarimon is about 20 meters long, which is obnoxiously big, but that's just Digimon for you. Also, earlier I mentioned that Armaldo has a bit of inspiration from mantis shrimps. If you have never seen what they look like, they are actually really cool creatures. The reason why I bring it up is because Anomelocarimon with the X antibody looks similar to it. We can see that Anomelocarimon X is still majorly based on Anomelocaris, but the coloring of it suggests to me that maybe the artist took some inspiration from mantis shrimps. Number 2. Archelamon is an armor-level reptile-type Digimon with a data and free-type attribute that belongs in the Deep Savers field. It evolved through the power of the Digimental of Sincerity. Its attacks are Ocean Storm, it generates a gigantic whirlpool in the ocean, submerging the opponent, and Fin Cutter, it attacks with its blade-like flippers. Caracosta is a reptilian Pokemon resembling a bipedal blue-colored sea turtle. It evolves from Tortuga starting at level 37 after it's revived from a cover fossil. On a side note, in the spin-off manga series, Pokemon Ray Burst, Zengai has a Caracosta that he can use as a burst form, meaning that he can turn into a Caracosta, Kamen Rider style. Just like the previous two, the common inspiration is right there in the name of Archelamon. Archelon, an extinct marine turtle from the late Cretaceous period. As for the pre-evolution of Caracosta, Tortuga, it is based on Prostega, an extinct genus of sea turtle that have reached up to 3 meters in length. Going back to Archelon, which is the largest turtle ever to have been documented, with the biggest specimen measuring 460 centimeters, 15 feet head to tail, and 400 centimeters, 13 feet from flipper to flipper. The real-life inspiration dwarfs Caracosta, which stands only at 3 feet 11 or 1.2 meters. As for Archelamon, we can once again reference 16 meters tall Zudomon, whose shell comes from Archelamon. Also, if you look at these scenes from the anime, we can conclude that Archelamon is ridiculously big. Number 3. Bakumon is a child-level holy beast Digimon with a vaccine attribute that belongs in the Nature Spirits, Nightmare Soldiers, and Virus Busters field. Its attacks are Nightmare Syndrome. It spits out a cloud of undigested nightmares, drowning the opponent in terror or manipulating them. Double Nightmare Syndrome, a co-op attack with Digitamamon, and Virus Delete. It purges viruses using a giant syringe. According to the Digimon reference book, it is thought that it is a Digimon that was generated from a medical computer for detecting brainwaves, and it seems that it uses the data from humans in REM sleep as nourishment. Drowsy is a bipedal Pokemon that resembles a tapir. It is able to put people to sleep and can then sense the person's dreams. This is so it knows what kind of dream it will be eating. It will rarely eat the dreams of adults, as the dreams of children are seemingly tastier. Muna and its evolution through a moonstone, Musharna, are also related to dreams, believe it or not. Muna is able to eat the dreams of people and Pokemon, as well as project these dreams by expelling dream mist. A person whose dreams was eaten by Muna will forget the dream's contents. As for Musharna, dream mist seeps out from the mark on its forehead, and depending on what kind of dreams Musharna has eaten, this mist has various colors. When one approaches Musharna, when the mist is dark pink, it is able to bring a person's nightmare to life. As for the origins that they all share, well, why don't you all take a guess? Yep, I'm starting to see a pattern here. Baku are Japanese supernatural beings that are said to devour nightmares. According to the legend, they were created by spare species that were left over when the god finished creating all other animals. If we were to look at what the word Baku refers to in Japanese, one being the mythological being I just mentioned, and another being Malayan tapir, we can see where the leftover spare species notion came from. This pig-looking animal with a nose that was a cross between an elephant's trunk and an anteater's snout with hooves, as if it wasn't weird enough, is the epitome of real-life chimera. Now onto rapid-fire lookalikes. Birds on fire. They're just crabs. Two big old fishes. More fishes. And finally, straight out of factory. Well, that's it for now. I'll probably make more of these in the future. And if you guys want to watch more, subscribe, like, turn on the bell. I'll come back and make more. So yeah, thanks guys.